Hi, everybody. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do the weekly predictive reading for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for this upcoming week of October 5th through the 11th. So, let's see what's coming up and how we can get you right. Okay. So, your first card is the Five of Cups. So this is actually going to be a time where you're noticing that you're feeling a little bit more emotional. You're feeling a little bit more in tune to you, kind of like it's like this feeling of mystery, like you're looking at the mystery of life. You're becoming kind of more inquisitive of like what's going on, and you want to really take some time to like discover that. And so for the Aries, it would typically be something like you are taking on a new project. You are taking on a new kind of soul ventures. For the Leo, it's more of like having that opportunity with other people, something that has to do with your kind of mingling and co-mingling with other people that is like surrounded by this soul stuff. And with the Sagittarius, it would be more of an opportunity you are providing others, an opportunity that you are giving others, or that, you spark something that makes someone else want to do something that does a little bit of soul work. So sometimes it could be, with the Aries, you could be working on yourself, and with the Leo, you could be working with someone, and with the Sagittarius, it could be a focal point on someone else. You are working on that person. So let's see what else is coming up for you in this reading. Strength and the Hierophant. Okay, so there's this message of divine knowledge, this divine wisdom, this kind of like authoritative, esoteric energy. So it's confirmed that whatever you're working on is something that has to do with the esoteric, metaphysical. It can be magic. It can be, just kind of a vibrational medicine, whatever. And really what you're cultivating here is strength. And being a fire sign, it really has a lot to do with action, being able to take an action, that momentum of the action and things like that. So wonderful, great initiators of things, wonderful and great at being able to spark the physicality of things and just kind of get that movement going. And really what it is a focus on internal strength, teaching someone how to be with strength, or displaying to others what strength is. So let me explain that a little bit more. So internal strength, meaning like you may have been struggling with finding that internal strength, that courage within yourself. And so this is a moment where you focus on that. If it's, teaching someone else to have a strength inside of them, going in and teaching them that strength part, that access, that part of them that shows that they can do whatever they want to do. And then the other part, which is just living it. So you're going to be one of these three things that are coming up, and it really depends on where you're at. And this is a reading for your sun, your moon, and or your ascendant. So if you have Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in any one of these things, it could really be an indicator of what's coming up in this October week. Your next card. The moon. Okay, so it talks about there's some hidden stuff. So what's really holding this whole thing back, or really what's not even holding things back, but what is the spark of what's going on here is really the moon. There's some stuff that is deep seated that is preventing you from really finding that strength. And so fire signs, that's what's going on for you right now. And you're not typically introspective. Like you can be introspective if you have other, things in your chart that suggest that. But fire signs aren't about introspection. They're more about action, initiation, working with that sparking, bringing to life, living in the now. And so this is a moment where the universe is like, you got some deep stuff that's pretty much holding you back from where you want to go. And you got to work this out in order to find that strength. Let's see what your next card is. Lovers. Look, do not let somebody get you all caught up. It has to do with love. And it can be love in numerous ways. And what the number that's coming up to me is 3, lover in 3 ways, meaning it could be a romantic love, it can be, you know, the love of your family, or it could be the love of like friends, platonic relationships, because all of these things are important. You know, if you're not in a romantic relationship, but you have someone who is taking that role, maybe not in the romance, but maybe someone you could depend on and things like that, then the issues are still going to come up. There's something in these relationships that are holding you back, that are no longer serving you. And it also talks about like this is something that you want. You want this deep love. You want this deep like connection. You feel like something about the moon is holding you back. There's something in the moon that is like preventing you from going where you need to go. And so your next 3 cards are the Magician. Oh my gosh, I love that card. The Magician, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So that's really interesting that both these queens came up. And we're going to move to that in a little bit. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Magician, the Magician, the Magician, the Magician. So you're learning all this esoteric wisdom. You're going on this deep journey to correct any of this stuff. And the Magician is saying like, you have to do this not in front of people. So Aries, it's not going to be too bad for you, but Leo and Sagittarius, it might be a little bit difficult because you all definitely thrive with working with each other, or displaying to other people, or being, you know, around people. It doesn't mean you have to be extroverted. It just means that you're much better at kind of putting your life on display. And the secret of the Magician card is that you're doing things, you're manifesting things in secret, but it appears to others that you just did it seamlessly and you did it flawlessly. So a lot of these wisdoms that you're learning, a lot of these things that you're learning how to correct are things that you got to work with internally. So this is really, really tough because think about it, like the fire signs are our first signs. You know, they are our youngest signs, not youngest in like they're all youngest, but they're our first signs. The elements go from fire to earth to air to water. So it's asking you to do a lot of water stuff, a little bit of air stuff, and it can feel like it's not intuitive because the Magician is all about working the energy around you, whereas fire signs are more about you being able to harness that energy and do things. So basically going on an internal journey. But that's a good card. That indicates that like you can do it. Now we have these 2 cards, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups in reverse. And what's that indicating to me is that that's what the overall goal is. That's the delay. That's what you're working on internally. The Queen of Swords, she is the finesser of thoughts. She is understanding, but at the same time, she's badass about it. And the Queen of Cups is the finesser of feelings. She's understanding, she's nurturing, but she's the highest in the nurturing ability. She knows what she's the perfect balance of self-care as well as authority. So this is what essentially you're working on. So what it means is that you may have been struggling with thoughts of not feeling enough, of not feeling like you know where you want to go enough. And so this week when you're focusing, it might come up like that, like, oh, I got to figure out how to do this, or oh, I got to figure out how to do that, or oh, I feel overwhelmed by something. You may not even know what it is because with the 5 of Cups as well as with the Magician and the Moon, it's kind of this mystery of feeling like I don't really even know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is about this week that is making me feel some type of way. But the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups is indicating like that's what you want on the inside. You want to get to a point where you have finessed your thoughts to the point where it works for your greatest good, which is the Magician card. That you know how to use both the thoughts and feelings, what we just talked about, the thoughts and feelings, those air elements as well as the water elements in order to transform your life and really take you to the next level. And when it comes to the week, it usually pops up. It usually pops up the World. Yep. This is really a period for you to be able to expand your boundaries. So you might be stuck in your ways. You might be the type of person who's like, you like what you have established and that's what it is. But the World card is reminding you like, hey, kind of like with 21, when you become 21, it's like, whoa, I'm out here having a good time. The World card reminds you, hey, do not feel limited by how you think life is now. expand your boundaries, and I promise you're gonna have a good time. Because y'all fire signs like having a good time. Y'all are down to do whatever. Like whenever I call my fire sign friends, they are like, hey, come on, let's do it. I'm like, do you even know what we're doing? They're like, nope, let's just go ahead. And I'm like, oh damn, okay, well, let's do that. The next one is the Eight of Wands, which I actually also feel like, so Wands is finally your sign is showing up. And the Eight of Wands really indicates what's going to be happening during this week of October the 5th through the 11th. And what it is it shows, typically this card will show like strife or show like complications or, difficulties coming your way. But it's your choice. The magician card gives you a choice. It's going to work one of two ways. It's going to work for you. It's going to work against you. If you learn how to harness the energy, you see how their hand is going down and the other hand is going up. Either these are going to be coming for you or they're going to be working for you. So if you surrender to the path of like, hey, I'm going to just expand my boundaries or my understanding of life, I'm going to expand all of this stuff, I'm going to do this internal work, this will work for you. This will be a momentum and a force in the way that you like. It's going to be delayed, so it's going to still feel a little bit foreign in the beginning, but it's going to be a momentum that you like. If you're just like, no, I refuse to, during that week, it's going to be tough, and it's going to represent 8 different things. It can be 8 people, it can be your work, it can be a combination of things that are going to be coming towards you during the week. So pay attention to this, fire signs. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. I'm getting the sense that maybe Aries might figure it out first, and that's no promise in that, to be honest with you, because I think Sagittarius will try its hardest to kind of just roll with the punches, and the universe will be telling you, Sagittarius, like, hey, take a break, go internal and do this stuff, but you're like still trying to make the best out of what the fuck is happening to you. And try not to do that. Try to go internally and just work on those things, those key things that are popping up. Whereas Aries and Leo, I think you two will be more head on and like, this is happening to me. But you cannot be angry. You cannot be bitter. You could be frustrated. Like you could have those feelings, but you got to take an action for your greatest good, because this is an initiator. It is only happening so that you can get to a next level and really like accomplish that Queen of Swords, that Queen of Cups types of energy that's coming up for that week. 3 of Cups. So basically, like, that gives a wonderful energy that it's twofold. So it's a wonderful energy in that you just want to be comforted. You just want to be comfortable. You just want to be surrounded by the people that you like, surrounded by things that bring you a sense of comfort, understanding, and joy. But it also can show a little bit of enabling. The reason why you haven't been able to expand on your world is because you're so stuck here. And when strife starts to happen, you're desperately trying to get back to this place, when it's like, no, the world is telling you expand your thoughts, expand your horizons. You no longer have to be in that place anymore where you're just like, like you can have a new experience that expands you more. And your last card is the 10 of Wands, which really is indicating a journey. Go on the journey. Go on the journey. It's your wand. So it's that action that you like to take. Y'all love to take some action. Go on the journey. Do not be afraid to go on the journey. It's going to be okay. And just pack your bags, get everything you need, because since you know beforehand, this is a predictive reading, you can prepare yourself. This is saying prepare yourself for the journey ahead. It can work out well. It's going to go one of two ways, but prepare yourself and really take that action, because what you're going to get at the end is the queen of finesse in both thoughts and feelings, in a most like nurturing and understanding. It's not authoritarian. It's more of these subtle energies that are found in the water and found in the air signs. And here are your 2 takeaway cards. Things that will come up towards the end of the week. Knight of Cups and Temperance. So Temperance is reminding you, really balance yourself. Keep yourself balanced. Keep your sun and your moon balanced. It could indicate your sun and your moon sign being balanced and those being at a conflict during this week. But remember to keep it balanced. Like I said before, y'all are not the typical signs that'll be like, like, oh, okay, let's just, This makes sense. The conflicts is coming my way. I guess I'll do it because it's not your natural sign. It's not what your sign was put here to do. But you got to find a way to have balance there. And that's going to come up during the end of the week because you will have balance if you did everything you needed to do. And then the Knight of Cups, which is this new feeling of romance. It could be romance in love. It can be romance in life. You just feel like, oh, yes, and you could have that feeling towards anything. It doesn't have to be a person, but it's coming up with the Lovers cards to show if you do what you need to do this week, that's what you got looking forward to you. So if you want to hear more of these readings, I do them by sign and I do them by element weekly, predictive. Let's get it popping, y'all.